and march, march. Come on, dance with it now. Come make we march, all Jamaicans. We are one big family. Come for deliverance. So make we march in unity. Whether PNP, labor rights, or God loves all of we. We are marching on to progress. We are going to build back. Well, on behalf of all Jamaicans, I just want to say thank you to the world for helping us to rebuild our country. Jiggy, jiggy, and march, march. Come on, dance with it now. Come make we march, all Jamaicans. We are one big family. Time come for deliverance. So make we march in unity. Whether PNP or labor rights, our God loves all of we. We are marching on to progress. Jam down every all of we. Everything Melissa goes down. We are gonna build back. We are gonna build back better than before. Every house we broke down. We are gonna build back. Cause our God have blessings in store. Time come to rebuild together. Cause Jamaica is our home. We are stepping out of darkness into the light. We're gonna build stronger roof and doors.
Good afternoon, Labour Roots, and good afternoon to all other comebacks watching this channel. Welcome to another episode of Political Hard Talk. I am your host, none other than the greatest Labourite alive. Good afternoon, my people. Good afternoon. Now, so there is a little wrangling going on down in Westmoreland, as we know. It has caused much damage to the PNP's reputation in Westmoreland. And, the PNP, instead of coming to the fore yesterday to address and show a united front to the people, that the PNP is standing together and, they are going to rectify things. Instead, the PNP decided to have a press conference to ramble on pretty much about nothing. However, we got the clip. We're going to go through the clip. We're going to do running commentary on it, my people, as per usual. So, just bear with me. Let us roll out the afternoon shout-outs, my people, and then let's get into it. So, Aubrey, big up yourself. Sylvan, Corinne, big up yourself. Susie, big up yourself. And Mary White, big up yourself. So, big up to the silent watchers. Janet, big up yourself. Good evening. Good afternoon, sorry. So let's go to the audio, my people. Let's listen to these sets of hypocrite. I don't know if you guys notice, but if you notice, Peter Bunting is missing, Damien Crawford is missing, and Dayton Campbell is missing. And if you look for Mark Golding's face, look on his face, and it will tell you all that you need to know about what is happening in the PNP at current. See? So listen to this, my people.
Human cost, the cost on the staff and the welfare of those who have to interface with this system. Our leader of the opposition, Mark Golding, will play for you, play by play, what has happened since this crisis began unfolding. After which, Dr. Dawes will take you with the facts, and you then will have to make the decisions. We'll take your question after the break when we come back.
PNP is so boring.
Good morning. I'll go first. So many have been wondering, why did we take so long to do a press conference? And it's a simple reason. After every scandal that he has faced, the Minister of Health has gone on a cross-country tour and gone on every talk show and produced a lot of news to drown out whatever it is that we're bringing attention to. And as a result of that, he has been able to escape time and time again, scandal after scandal. So we decided to do things a little bit different. So we brought things out in the media in a creative way. And then we allowed the minister to do his usual tours. And you would have seen over the last few days that he has gone to most of the hospitals. There have been a lot of sound bites, a lot of stories. He has been on a lot of talk shows. And all of this has served to kill the discourse of what is happening at the university hospital. So now that he has done what he usually does, we are now going to have the press conference that so many are dying for. So
I wanted to show of hands. There's 32 people, 33 people now here. I wanted to show of hands. So I can see how much I want to here. We're dying for a PNP press conference. If you did a die for a PNP conference, say me. And if you weren't, say not me. See? So show of hands, my people. That is how you show hands. If you were dying to have a PNP press conference, put me. And if you was not, put not me. See? Let us take a poll.
We want to bring back the attention to the University Hospital of the West Indies
Big up, Dan.
this morning. And the reason the attention to the University Hospital of the West Indies is because it is the premier teaching hospital in the Caribbean. So it's not just a regular hospital where you go and get treatment. This is where doctors, nurses, physiotherapists, lab techs, many healthcare workers are trained. And if the university hospital loses its accreditation, it can impact on healthcare across the region.
Now, who here heard of any story or heard of anything that suggests that the University Hospital of the West Indies would have lost its accreditation? And this is why me not like Alfred Dawes, and this is why me can't stand him, because he's very lie, and you know it is a PNP behavior, and he very lie. And this morning I was on Mr. Ingram TikTok in the comment section, and I was telling him just how lie this brother is, and that is why I can't stand him, my people.
Not only does it serve as a teaching hospital and it is in danger of losing its accreditation and as a result affecting the University of the West Indies, but it sees about 10% of the Jamaican population every year, and it is a type A referral hospital. So we have to preserve the University Hospital of the West Indies. And what has been happening, especially over the last few years, is that the hospital is almost in a death spiral because of poor governance. Now, the minister has repeatedly distanced himself.
So, who here, and show of hands now again, who here in Jamaica or otherwise, so whether you're in a diaspora or you're in a Jamaica itself, who here watching this live now heard, about the university hospital losing its accreditation because of poor governance? Who here heard about that? Somebody tell me.
Distance himself from what is happening at the university hospital. And he has basically cast blame on the departmental heads. We cannot allow this to happen another time. We cannot allow the deflection and the distraction to allow it's far to take away from the substantive issues. We have to stop it now because the consequences are too great. When the former board tried to enact reforms, they saw evidence of fraud.
Hello?
Mr. Jones! Yo!
Yeah, hear me? Hello?
Mr. Jones.
How name Mr. Jones?
Hello? Yo,
You're live.
can you hear me, General?
You're live on DUJON'S World, my boss. Yes, you're live. I hear you.
All right, so we're listening after. I want to talk to you privately, boss.
Oh, yeah, me have to come back after a program.
All right, sir. All right, sir. All right, sir.
All right. Man,
Team,
respect.
big up, big up. Yes,
Yeah.
cool.
So, I'm going to start over with the audio, my people. I beg your pardon. I start over with the audio. It happens every time I get a call. I don't know why. I know it's sound gone. All right. Something I go on with this thing, but me I sort out it. I get a call from what day I notice it start happening. I know how I go on with the thing, but let us try again.
And cost. The cost.
Right.
According to the HR panel. This is the same CEO who has overseen the scandal that has plagued the University of the West Indies that we're seeing in the Auditor General's report. Now, when a minister steps in and fires a board who is trying to enact reforms and puts in place somebody who presides over massive mismanagement leading to this scandal that we're seeing today, he has to accept some responsibility. Because in firing the board and putting in place what some may say is who he favors, he has given his imprimatur on the governance structure of the university hospital. And then those who he favors, they go around acting, in the words of the staff, like absolute monarchs. And this has led to an HR crisis at the university hospital where disaffected staff have written letters of complaints, where they've had meetings where the notes have been.
Now, everybody knows UE full of PNP. You know, most workplaces in Jamaica full of PNP. Now, have you guys ever heard of any of the things that Alfred Das is speaking about? And this is why I'm going to rate the brother. Him always a make up things. You know, and Mark just big and workless and slabber. Turn up there, look. Look upon him. Eh? Anyway, big up yourself, Christine. Melody, big up yourself. Shinehead, big up yourself. Steve, big up. Rosemary, big up yourself as well. Big up yourself. Nana Bass, big up. Good afternoon.
Sent to the board crying out for change. They have highlighted procurement issues, irregularities. They have been sidelined from the process. There has been a mismatch between what they need to function properly and the needs of the senior management of the university hospital, leading to dysfunctional equipment and services not being able to attend to patients because there has been a reliance on infrastructural developments rather than giving them the tools they need to work with. We have to mention, of course, the Sagicor Foundation's donation to the hospital. And it is being spun as if we are attacking a private sector entity. No, we're not. We feel sorry for Sagicor because Sagicor had all good intentions to help the pediatric unit at the university hospital. The pediatricians were very involved in the Sagicor Foundation's efforts to raise the funds. But then Sagicor was misled, hoodwinked, taken for a ride by senior managers at the university hospital who told them that the pediatric department had bought into the reallocation of the resources. So instead of the 75 going towards the pediatric ward that it was initially earmarked for, it went towards a CT scanner purchase. And the poor organization, not knowing what was going on, went along with it. The pediatricians were basically told by some managers that they are not getting the money. The money is going to be used elsewhere, and they have no say in the matter. In their words,
that is exactly what he's doing, Christine, and lying through his teeth. I mean, hope lightning strike him right in his mouth, kind of lie. But you know, we continue to listen.
they feel like they were used. And it's situations like this that has led to low staff morale and has led to poor service at the University Hospital of the West Indies. And if it continues this way, you're going to see the death of a regional institution. Now, when you speak about reforms, immediately after the tabling of the Auditor General's report, when it became public, the minister announced
Mama Winsome, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Lorna.
a panel to look into the operations of the hospital and what exactly could have been done to prevent this scandal from unfolding. And it seems genuine when you look at it, that we're seeing the report coming out and then the minister taking decisive action less than 24 hours later. But they knew about the report from last year. Why wasn't this panel announced last year? Because the panel is only to serve as a distraction for you to wait 4 months, lose interest, and then you would move on to another scandal somewhere else, maybe Cornwall Regional, and then this matter would die a slow and painful death. But the minister did not need to empanel another set of individuals to look into the findings of the Auditor General report. In fact, there was already an investigative report, and this was submitted to the board from November last year. And this investigative report looked into the Auditor General's report, and it found evidence of similar things: a lack of procurement plans, lack of documented controls, repeated internal audit warnings,
So, first thing first, the minister himself has nothing to do with procurement in Jamaica. No minister does. Not Andrew Holness, not Juliet Holness, not Pernell Charles, not no minister, not Mark Golden, no minister is in charge of procurement. So what Alfred does is trying to plant and paint and Christopher Tufton. It is not right. And this is why I mean, like the big nose ugly man. He head big like a jackfruit. And he nose big like tree watermelon. I can't stand him. And he too life a big man. And that's why I mean I like him.
Mented governance structures, insufficient staffing, and when it went through department by department to show that the procurement department had staff that were not trained in procurement. There's a lack of digitization, and there was no documentation of.
First of all, under no previous government has Jamaica been more digital than under this one. It is under this government that we saw the digitization of hospital records, taking them from paper to computer. So when he say no digitization, that is another lie. And how can we allow these people to stand up in front of we and tell them big old blatant, dirty thinking liar and expect say we should trust them? And I can't stand the brother, you know. Honest to God, I can't stand him and even like see him. Honest to God.
Controls. The finance department was weak. The internal audit department, they repeatedly flagged issues, but no action taken by management or the audit committee And of course, they had insufficient staffing and insufficient space to perform their duties. You look again at system-wide governance failures. Audit committee not performing its statutory role, CEO and senior directors not enforcing internal audit recommendations, no coordination between internal audit and risk management, and of course, again, insufficient digitization. The office of the CEO was flagged repeatedly for breaches. The CEO, reading from the internal audit, the internal investigative report, the CEO confirms ultimate responsibility for operational decisions.
So let me ask this. If the CEO concede that he is ultimately in charge for the operation at the hospital, how comes una blame the minister? I want the minister to step down. How comes Alfred Jazz? Somebody tell me, because that you just say it yourself, you know. And all of we down in Jamaica are idiot. Some of we have sense, some of we are educated, and all of we can chick no chicory and no bullshit. Some of we actually listen and we hear things. See? So if the CEO ultimately is responsible for the running and the operation of the hospital, he and his team would be ultimately ultimately responsible for the financing, the procuring, all these things that he's trying to blame Christopher Tufton for. Alfred Daz is trying to dream up a scandal here, and it is not helping the PNP. What the PNP need to do is come before the Jamaican people and say, listen, this is not working. Here is how we can do it better. That is the only way they will see power in this country. Other than that, the PNP is out of power for the next 30 years. Remember, I'm telling
you. Decisions, including procurement approvals. We know where the buck stops, and we know who allowed the buck to stop there. So we do have not just the findings, but we have the recommendations. So I don't know what this new panel is going to add when this investigative committee has already said that we should establish board-approved annual strategic procurement plans. We should have digital procurement. We should have immediate training and certification staff, increased staffing, and of course, strength committees. It's all here. It's all here. There's no reason to have another panel. Is the minister aware of this investigative report? And if he is aware of the investigative report.
So if the government decides to add another panel, what does that have to do with Alfred Das? Somebody tell me. Eh? Them people are sick, you know? Something wrong with them.
Why was this not made public? And why is he creating another panel instead of insisting on these changes? Again, it speaks to PR over the need and the political will for reforms at the university hospital.
So, before we move over to Bucky Massa, lie them with him tell. Remember I said this. At no point in time in Jamaica's history have we had better, more giant up, more comprehensive healthcare than this time. Is it perfect? No. Not by a long shot. But it is way, 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 way better than in the PNP's 19 years that they did in government. The government is building and upgrading clinics and health centers. Just this morning I saw them, you know, saying that they located a piece of land to build the Portmore Hospital. So a hospital will be building in Portmore starting sometime next year. See, they are building 2 new hospitals, well 3, because Spanish Town I get a new wing. See, so Hospitals are getting upgraded. Equipments are being bought. There's no time than now in Jamaica's history than where we have more medical equipment than now. We never had it before. The PNP couldn't afford it. See? So I don't know why these people are going on and carrying on and going round and round. You know, Mark Golding is a joining man, my people. I was told several persons that he and Dayton and Peter Bunting is not on speaking terms because they want him gone, my people. They want him gone and using to go basically. So I'm gonna play the press conference, but I have to skip out the part where Alfred does speak to get to Mark Golding. So now just bear with me. See?
Words that had commenced up.
Hold on, because we don't want to miss out not what Bucky say, you know. So Bucky are coming.
Thank you.
Hold on. Am I still blurry? Don't tell me if I'm still blurry. Damon say I'm very blurry. So don't tell me if I'm still blurry, my people. When I hear me though. If you not hear me, that is good, you know. See? White Style, good afternoon. Nardia, good afternoon. Audio is okay. We don't want the thing for blurry though. We want the thing for work properly. See? Alright, but we're running audio anyway.
Thank you very much, Dr. Dawes. I come to this matter as somebody who was born and grew up on the university campus. My father served at the University Hospital of the West Indies for over 40 years to the date of his death. And as a young...
If Mark Golding tell the story in Jap, you know? If he tell this a story, I would give to tell in Jap, down.
Youngster, I used to frequently visit Ward 17, which was the ward that he headed, on Christmas Day, giving out presents, etc. So when I see this cherished institution, which was the leading light of the University of the West Indies as a tertiary institution, and had built a reputation of excellence over many years, coming to this point, this very low point, where the Auditor General has exposed system failures, governance weaknesses, malfeasance, procurement violations, and where anecdotally one hears on a regular basis the dire situation faced by people who come to the hospital and need medical care. It really is a travesty, and it pains my heart as somebody who has this long-standing familial
Tell me I'm still blurry, my people.
connection with the institution. This is a government that doesn't hold its leaders to account. There's no accountability within the Andrew Holness administration. We have a Minister of Health who has gone from one scandal, one massive failing to the next.
So there's 102 of us here. You know, see if you can get me to 50 thumbs up. And also, while you depend on that, you tell me of one health crisis that you guys know of since this government have been in position for the last 10 years now. So can anybody tell me of one health scandal that they know of in Jamaica since then? I must not have been home in 10 years, or I must not have been blogging in the last 5 years. or I must not have been following up the news in no way, shape, or form. So can anybody point as to one health scandal that we had in Jamaica over the last 10 years?
From the Cornwall Regional Hospital debacle, still unresolved. The dead babies situation, and there's no accountability.
Big up, Jacqueline.
And this situation at the University Hospital is one that he cannot wash his hands of. The reason being that he was responsible for disbanding the board of the hospital that had commenced a process of getting the systems, the governance, and the management of the hospital into a state of good order. Commenced, most importantly, a CEO recruitment process. And that was a professional and transparent global search for a suitably qualified and experienced person to take over as the chief executive officer of the hospital. And a firm that was experienced with government of Jamaica protocols, received over 40 applications, shortlisted 6 qualified candidates, and the board's Human Resources Subcommittee unanimously selected a top candidate who happened to be from overseas. That board also implemented successfully long-stalled hospital information management systems that have been inactive since 2017, and they had revived that in 2022, 2023, and were getting that on track. And an internal audit had uncovered irregularities in contract awards and purchasing.
But then we might go and get to the point of what he really come about. Why real complaint? That me want to know, but we continue to listen to people.
And the board detected suspected fraud in the payroll department, and that had led to arrests. And the board initiated measures to recover over 30% of potential billing revenue that was being written off or uncollected before their tenure. This was a board that was working. This was a board that was seeking to address deep structural problems in the governance and management.
I don't know, anytime I wear that bad at England, it mess with the signal. It come like, I don't know what kind of third world country England turning about. Anytime I wear that bad, mess with the signal. I don't know why. You know?
Of the hospital. The account of the then chairman of the board that was dismissed, I think, in December 2023,
Big up, that is.
speaks to the selected CEO candidate having withdrawn due to unwarranted pushback from elements that were opposed to this positive change. Prevention of the automatic permanent appointment of the acting CEO. Seeking to do that, the board voted to appoint another senior director as acting CEO because they were faced with a situation where the chosen person was effectively driven out and they did not want to return status quo.
That is not new, lifestyle. I come back to the point that we say everything is about PR, but it can't possibly be about PR when people can literally see the work. Them say a PR and Jones do, but you see Andrew Jones give away a house. Them say a PR and Jones do, but you see Andrew Jones open a new highway. Them say a PR, but you see Andrew Jones government buy new buses. Them say a PR, but you see one factory bill. You see one urban center bill. You see them a bill something. So, it just not make no sense, and the PNP just not learn. And I don't know where them a wait pan to kick out this brother out of the party, but we're kind of glad that, he's there. He's the PNP's kryptonite at the minute. So, we're certain for winning next election as long as he stayed there.
Which they were seeking to move away from in a positive direction. And that is when the minister intervened, overturned that board decision, insisting that the former acting CEO remain, and that the search for a new manager, new CEO be restarted. The then chairman resigned.
You don't understand what Mark Golden say? Because it don't make no sense to me, you know. Not even Alfred does what turn up behind him and listen. Now pick no sense out of your nonsense when I talk. And and it's like them people they don't know shame, me don't know about them. Me could turn up this and listen to Mark Golden and spew that the rubbish they when I talk. You know?
December 4th, in the face
Me I try to get to a point, but I really the question and answer part I want to get to my people.
of this interference, stating that the situation he had found himself in was untenable. And the minister then dissolved the entire board and appointed a new one. That is the context in which this Auditor General's report must be seen. This Auditor General's report that has uncovered numerous serious failings in governance, procurement, and general management. It has happened under the watch of this minister, a minister who has interfered in an attempt, a legitimate and bona fide attempt by a previous board to rectify the situation. Most importantly, from going through a process to recruit a suitable and qualified person to take over the day-to-day responsibility of Chief Executive Officer, a process that was thwarted and the status quo.
All right, so what was the reason for that press conference yesterday? And the reason for that press conference is, let me see if I can get up the question and answer part. Let me see if I want to add my take.
Because
let me see if I can get to the question and answer part.
In fact,
conference yesterday is a distraction, my people, and it was primarily designed to distract from the whole DUJON'S Julian Chang saga, because you know Cliff them a carry, every blogger and their mother a carry it, and you know I noticed that today you know it died on a little bit, but we must not allow it to leave the atmosphere. My people must continue to press on DUJON'S neck. You know, they are trying, yes, lifestyle, they are trying to deflect and distract and try to bring down Tufton with misinformation, you know, so we can come off of the whole DUJON'S and Julian Chang issue. PNP versus PNP down at Westmoreland. And, you know, one of their MPs, you know, it has been alleged that he has sexually harassed, you know, one of his colleagues, you know, and they're trying to deflect from that. But we now allow it, and tonight, you know, I'll be having something to say on that in the evening live later on. See, I know you guys really enjoyed the story time last night, and I love people business and I love mix up. You know, that has gone almost 9,000 views already, you know, between last night and now, because I love people mix up. But we will come in with some more story time, you know, sometime, my people. But tonight I will be talking about, you know, the whole Julian Chang, Ramgoat, Ramgoat, see, our Rumbar Rami, sorry. We'll be talking about that tonight. We must not allow it to leave the atmosphere. And you know, we are trying to issue or to usher in changes in Jamaica as it relates to females. Shania, big up yourself, and how females are treated. Josetta, big up yourself as well, is treated in Jamaica. And we must not allow DUJON'S to get away with this. And you know, when I'm afraid I know, I'm afraid so this is going to be 9-day talk, and then it all go back to normal, and nothing will happen. So we must continue to press on the issue, and we're calling for DUJON'S to back off Councillor Chang, and to, you know, to allow her to do her work. You know, I also told through the grapevine, my people, that Councillor Lewis, who would have stood up against Dan and the mayor not long ago. I am told that he has now been cut off as well and is not receiving any help from them. So it is very tribal down there, and this is the behavior of DUJON'S. DUJON'S is a divisive figure. I mean, Rumbar Rami is a divisive figure down there in Westmoreland, and he has divided the PNP, and the PNP is certain to lose the next two election. We're going to see to it that they do, because we do not want DUJON'S and his ilk down there anymore. A time for we fix up a place. See? But anyway, my people, we're not keep this is the afternoon live. We are live again this evening, where it will be better, I promise. See? So just don't have to come down and break down Mark Golding's speech, but waste of my time, because Mark Golding chat not with sense as per usual. Mark Golding was given a paper with the information on it, and he still can't transfer it from the paper to the people if you see the vision. See it? This is how daft Mark Golding is. Only thing Mark Golding do is probably rich. He got big, shaped like our egg, and he dunce. See? And we cannot allow somebody like that to run the country, else we're going to run in a ground. See? Just like how the PNP did run with over one cliff last time. If we allow Mark Golding and him big old gut and him two big titty them, we can run the country, we're going to run a ground, my people. See? So big up all 99 persons who is here. Big up all 58 persons that gave me a thumbs up. And I will soon, later on in the evening, in the next 5 or 6 hours, soon. See? So big up on yourself. Much love. Shower laborers.